Alright, we're going to do a brief walkthrough of the new letter creation engine. So if you're on the customer view page and you have your customer pulled up, you can click on the accounts tab and scroll down and you'll see the new icon for the letter creator. And once your page loads, you'll notice the letter source box over to the left is where you can choose the sources of the letters you'd like to generate. So you have Equifax, Experian, TransUnion, Creditor, CC, and BCC. Creditor is for original creditor or debt collection agencies. CC and BCC is for Attorney General, Federal Trade Commission, and other contacts like that. To the right, you'll have the tab for Equifax, Experian, TransUnion, and one for Creditor, CC, and BCC. And inside of each tab, you'll have a tab for the accounts for that bureau and a tab for the letters in the print queue. And we're going to go ahead and choose Equifax, we'll choose Experian, we'll choose TransUnion, and it's alerting us that to enable the account selectors, we'll need to choose a letter from the letters of each source. So I'm going to choose Equifax, and automatically it will select the accounts that need to be disputed, and it will select anything that does not have a dispute outcome of deleted or repaired. So if you needed to add that one of those accounts that had been deleted to the letter, you could, but by default it will not select those. I'm going to grab my Experian letter, grab my TransUnion letter, and I'm also going to choose to create some creditor letters. And I'll grab my creditor letter. Again, it will only select the accounts that are needing to be disputed. So if the account has been deleted on all three bureaus, it would not select it. If it remained anywhere, it would select it. And it will create all individual letters for any creditor type templates or CC or BCC. So if you didn't want to include all these as individual letters, just unselect which ones you don't want to include. On the Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion letters, it will group the accounts onto letters. So I'm going to hit generate. And what it will do, it will create an instance of each letter created. So they haven't been actually created as PDF documents yet. And you can append to the queue or delete from the queue or edit the queue. And it'll tell you have one Equifax letter, one Experian, one TransUnion, 5 creditor, CC, BCC. And if you click each of these, it'll take you right to the individual instance of that queue. So from here, if I made a mistake and I needed to delete out of the queue, of course I could out of each individual queue, or I could edit the content of the queue. So I'm going to go ahead and edit, and it's got 5 accounts listed on this Equifax letter option 1. And we're going to just change the font type to a handwritten script font. And over the next month or so, we're going to be releasing some new updates to this section to where you will be able to edit it a little bit more seamlessly of each content of each letter. And I'm going to save my letter right back to the queue. And if you already have your templates sorted out looking like you like them to be, then you don't have to do that. You can just hit create letters and it will create the PDF documents for each letter. So in the letter creation options, if I needed to start from scratch, I could delete all the print queues and it would confirm with me if I wanted to do that or not. It tells me I have a total of 8 letters in the queues ready to create. And notice this create with IDs option. This is really neat because if you have the file type of ID or address verification statement uploaded, it will embed those into the CRA type templates, so the Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion ones. If you don't have any ID or address verification statement uploaded, then it will alert you that you either need to upload it or choose to uncheck create with IDs. So I'm going to go ahead and create letters. it's going to create all 8 letters as PDF documents. So we've created 1 Equifax, 1 Experian, 1 TransUnion, 5 Creditor, CC, BCC. And down here in the dispute letter history is where it will store each letter created. So I'm just going to open the one that we had edited for the Equifax, and by default when you open them for the first time they'll auto queue to print, and you can change the print options and different things like that. So here's my letter, and of course there's my ID that it embedded into the letter, and I can choose to print or just store it. Now also, if you were to create a letter in the print queue and you didn't want to print it at that time, you could also come back later and it would alert you that you still had some letters in the queue. So I went ahead and just added something to the print queue, and we'll get that added. We'll go back to customer, and let's say we come back later, and it's going to tell us that we still have some letters in the queue. And we could go right to them by clicking that and choose to either delete it or create a new one or print it or whatever we wanted to do. Also, when you create the letters as PDF documents, if the round is not started for the customer, it will start the current round automatically. Alright, if you have any questions, you can email support@creditscoretext.com or call 877-795-4278.